To make maple syrup, it takes 1 drum or about 55 gallons of sugar water from the tree to make 1 gallon of maple syrup. Eagle explains how this batch looks like a medium grade, which is good because that's what he is short of.
Medium is the best seller.
Okay. Oh, it smells wonderful. Coming up tonight at 6, I'll tell you about one festival that's all about celebrating this favorite vegetable. Well, that's technically a fruit. I'm meteorologist Aubrey Urbanowitz, and that's tonight in my weekend picks. This year, if you're already buying plants, it's easy to put some of your plants in a pot. That way you can move your pot maybe underneath your patio, or you could just move it inside. If you have a larger pot, make sure you're covering it with a towel. A sheet will be okay if that's all you have, but sometimes it's a little too thin to protect from a lot of frost. Remember never to cover with plastic because it really suffocates the plant. So if we are expecting frost one night, or if you think conditions might be enough to cause some frost, it doesn't hurt to go ahead and cover your plants. It won't hurt them. So you're just going to go ahead and cover them and remove the cover first thing in the morning. Still looking for something to do with your friends or your honey on this Valentine's Day? I'm meteorologist Aubrey Urbanowitz, and coming up tonight at 6, I'll show you some area events happening this weekend. If you use binoculars, Jupiter will look something like this. And if they're strong binoculars or you have a telescope, you may be lucky enough to catch Jupiter and its 4 moons.
Meteorologist Aubrey Urbanowitz on hand. And Aubrey, why don't you break this down for the public?
Well, George, I actually had a report coming in at 7:30 tonight of snow starting to fall at the Randolph-Pendleton County line on Allegheny Mountain on 33. You can see temperatures in West Virginia. We're looking at 33 in Morgantown, 33 in Elkins, but that's where we're seeing that snow and that heavy snow, and that's going to continue to move on to the east. Now for the valley, taking a look at temperatures, if you're looking outside your window, or if you have been looking outside your window, it's raining for most of us. That's because we have temperatures still in the 40s. Well, this afternoon, the snow turned a little bit lighter. That's with the temperatures dropping in the 20s. But remember, this snow has a nice heavy layer of heavy wet snow underneath. Boy, that's heavy when you're shoveling. That's why I have a wonderful husband who shovels for me. You might not be so lucky. So winter-related deaths, according to the National Weather Service, most of them actually come from accidents. But second to that is overexertion, mainly due to shoveling. And unfortunately, people end up having heart attacks. So as you are shoveling this heavy snow, even though it's lighter on top, it's very heavy underneath. Make sure you take some breaks, maybe do a little at a time.
WHSV News 3 at 5 continues now at 5:30, and this is your weather now.
Well, right now, all eyes are on the tropics. Take a look at all of this moisture. Hurricane Joaquin, Category 1 storm, continuing to move very, very slowly to the southwest. We have hurricane warnings in place for the Bahamas. We are going to watch this as it starts to move, kind of graze the coast of the Bahamas, and then eventually make a northward turn. Right now we have breaking news. Governor McAuliffe just declared a state of emergency for Virginia. McAuliffe says state personnel are preparing to take emergency action. Now this is in anticipation of the expected rain and potential hurricane this weekend, so you need to make those preparations as well. We'll talk about that forecast in just a second, but overall, how about a positive note? Kind of interesting view from our Charlie Owa Skycam over Massanutten, and hurricane warnings along parts of the Bahamas. You can see the infrared satellite, some very, very, very cold cloud tops, and the ocean waters are very warm right now. So we are expecting this hurricane to continue to strengthen over the next couple of days, and it will likely do so in that environment where the ocean waters are very warm. There is a lot of uncertainty that lies within this track. Still a lot of uncertainty. I expected some more answers today. Unfortunately, we're almost in the same boat. There is still some uncertainty, but either way, I would, even if we pick up another 2 inches on Friday, we're talking heavy rain, we're talking flooding potential. So I would still prepare for some possibility of some flooding this weekend. Get yourself ready, maybe go ahead and fill your prescriptions if you need to, fill your gas tank, and be prepared in case you might lose power, or if you can't get away out of your home or you need to be evacuated.
Meteorologist Aubrey Urbanowitz with the latest track. Aubrey?
Yes, we have some big changes to our forecast over the last several days. We've said there is some low confidence at this point. We expected heavy rain on Friday, and we're going to continue to watch this. So now we have higher confidence with this forecast. So these are the changes. Right now you can see the hurricane, a Category 4. This is the infrared satellite, the cold cloud tops. This is quite the impressive storm. You can see a lot of moisture. As we head into the next couple of days, we also have this area of low pressure. Originally, we were we're expecting the storm to kind of be pulled inland, possibly by this area of low pressure. That's not going to happen. This area of low pressure is going to pull some moisture toward the area. That's where we're getting the heavy rainfall for Friday. But the hurricane is going to go well to the north and to the east. So as we fast forward into Friday, you can start to see the stream of moisture being pulled up the Appalachians and into the area. We'll get a closer look at the rain in just a moment. Still a Category 4 storm on Friday. Now as we head into Saturday afternoon, you can still see that moisture, but we're starting to dry out on Saturday afternoon. Then the storm is going to weaken as it continues to move to the north, and now it's going to track more to the east. Good news not just for us, but also for New England on that latest forecast. So taking a look at the closer hour by hour, we remain cloudy with a couple of isolated showers tonight. Don't even think we'll see this much rain around midnight, but as we head into tomorrow morning, some areas might even stay dry tomorrow morning before those showers continue to build in throughout the day. Temperatures near 50 tomorrow morning. We're going to continue to see rain and heavy rain at times, especially in the afternoon and evening hours. Highs tomorrow only in the lower 50s. Some areas might even make it to 50 degrees. Then as we head into Friday night, we continue to see some showers and some heavy rain possible. Few showers continuing by Saturday morning, 7 o'clock, but notice they are much lighter, and then we'll start to see this taper off as we head into Saturday. So overall, not a bad day on Saturday with that continuing shower activity. So this is what you need to know. We are expecting yellow alert days for Friday and Saturday. Rain moves in heavy at times on Friday. Flooding potential. That's why we have our flash flood watches in effect for the entire viewing area because of the potential of flooding. Right now we're looking at 2 to 4 inches. Keep in mind the ground is quite saturated, and then this will taper off on Saturday, but as it does so, these rivers are still expected to rise. So but just a couple of inches of rain between tonight and early tomorrow morning can spell problems for a lot of areas because we saw 3 to 4 inches of rain fall in a very short time earlier this week. So the ground is awfully saturated. Well, rain is continuing to fall, but let's take a look at some of those rainfall totals right now. Oldfields, West Virginia, a little over 3/4 of an inch. Fishersville, just under 3/4 of an inch. Stanley, Timberville, Burkton, also Harrisonburg, and Dayton, we're at about a ½ an inch. Petersburg, just about 4/10 of an inch. So again, this is just the start of it. We can likely see 1 to 2 more inches easily. This is water vapor imagery, so you can see this is a very moist environment, and all that moisture is streaming northward. We have an area of low pressure over the south, and the jet streams dipping to the south and dragging that moisture from the hurricane, and that's where we're picking up on this rain for today. So impacts for the rest of tonight. Flooding, yes, we are expecting flooding in many areas because the ground is so saturated, and with the strong winds, we could see some downed trees, which would ultimately lead to some power outages. River flooding more likely as we head into Saturday as that rain stops.